Project Overview. Kindred Resort at Keystone is a luxury ski-in, ski-out condominium and hotel development in Keystone, Colorado. Kindred Resort is being built by a group of seasoned professionals with extensive experience developing projects throughout Colorado. Vertical construction is underway with the first floor slab poured in March 2023. Located within a rural targeted employment area, or TEA, Kindred Resort at Keystone offers EB-5 investors a secure EB-5 loan investment with a faster path to green cards and access to the 20% EB-5 visa set aside. Set-aside visas help EB-5 investors avoid current and future visa backlogs. Initially, the EB-5 loan is secured by an equity pledge of 100% of the membership interests in the project company. Once the senior construction loan is repaid and the hotel is complete, the EB-5 loan will convert to a senior secured loan with a recorded mortgage on the property. EB-5AN, who is serving as the EB-5 sponsor for the project, has successfully executed on over 15 prior and in-progress EB-5 projects. EB-5AN has a proven track record and 100% approval from USCIS for all previous EB-5 regional center projects. About EB-5AN. EB-5AN is well recognized as a national leader in the EB-5 industry. EB-5AN operates a network of more than 10 EB-5 regional centers covering the entire continental United States. Over 2,300 EB-5 investors from more than 60 countries have chosen to invest through EB-5AN-sponsored regional center projects like Kindred Resort at Keystone. In total, EB-5AN has been involved in over $4 billion of real estate development and has directly facilitated the creation of over 20,000 EB-5 eligible jobs across its EB-5 regional center projects. Project Developer Credentials. Kindred Resort at Keystone is being developed by seasoned, long-time local Colorado developers and hospitality professionals. The Kindred Developer Group principals' previous experience includes completed and in-process Colorado projects, such as the 94-room historic Hotel Jerome in Aspen, 29 luxury riverfront townhomes at the Waters at Silver Trout, and 16 cabins at the luxury Roaring Fork Club in Basalt. The developer group also includes Interland, experienced global developers and placemakers. Established in 1975, Interland has successfully completed project management, marketing, and sales for land development, residential, retail, office, mixed-use, and hospitality projects throughout the United States and Mexico. Interland is well known in Colorado for their Fox Park project in Denver. The developer group is known for its bold entrepreneurial vision to create thriving and vibrant spaces full of life, technology, innovation, and culture. That's the vision for Kindred Resort at Keystone. Project highlights. Kindred Resort at Keystone is a best-in-class rural EB-5 project. This luxury ski-in, ski-out condominium and hotel development is in a prime location, just 55 feet from Keystone's main gondola. Kindred Resort at Keystone is also more accessible from Denver than many other nearby ski resorts. Kindred Resort is about an hour and 40 minutes from downtown Denver and about 2 hours from Denver International Airport. Keystone is the fourth most visited mountain resort in the United States behind Park City, Vail, and Breckenridge. Keystone is an award-winning location, earning many accolades such as the #1 best ski resort for families and kids in the 2022-2023 season, as well as best skiing, snowboarding, slack country, and best terrain for 2023. Vail Resorts is the largest ski resort operator in the United States, with 41 resorts and partner resorts across North America and overseas. Vail operates 5 of the 10 most visited resorts in the United States, including Keystone. Vail sells an annual ski pass package called an Epic Pass. Buyers enjoy season-long access to all of Vail's resorts. The Epic Pass draws visitors specifically to Vail-operated resorts, including Keystone, and disincentivizes pass holders from visiting non-Vail resorts. Kindred Resort at Keystone will be managed by Vail Resorts hospitality management company, Rock Resorts. Rock Resorts already operates several successful and profitable ski resort hotels in Colorado. Rock Resorts is an experienced hotel operator with a proprietary management strategy. Rock Resorts will provide its proven centralized booking and room reservation system, as well as brand-wide sales and marketing services. Condominium owners will have the option to rent their rooms as part of the hotel, and Rock Resorts will manage and operate this rental program. Condominium pre-sales. Kindred Resort at Keystone has already pre-sold 68% of its condominiums. As of December 2023, 65 out of 95 condominium units have been pre-sold. These sales include a 20% non-refundable deposit. The average price per square foot of the pre-sold units is $1,418, which represents total sales to date of $114.9 million. Construction progress.
Hey everyone, you've got Mike Schoenfeld and Sam Silverman here from EB-5 We are on Keystone Mountain, right above the Kindred project. Today they just poured about 27 concrete trucks up the slab. So behind us you can see the two tower cranes up and the construction progress today.
Construction of Kindred Resort at Keystone is well underway. Development activities began for the project in early 2021. The foundation was set in January 2023, and the first floor slab was poured in March 2023. Vertical construction is now steadily progressing and is expected to finish at the end of 2025. EB-5 job creation. For each EB-5 investor in Kindred Resort at Keystone to obtain a green card, the project must create more than 10 jobs per EB-5 investor. Development of the Kindred Resort project will create a total of 2,334 EB-5 eligible jobs, far more than the number of jobs required for all EB-5 investors in the project to qualify for their green cards. This significant surplus of jobs exists because EB-5 investment represents only a small percentage of the total capital required to develop the project. As of November 30th, 2023, the project has already created 1,065 EB-5 eligible jobs. This means that Kindred Resort at Keystone has already created all the jobs required for all EB-5 investors in the project. EB-5 investor safety. EB-5 investors in Kindred Resort at Keystone benefit from many features that reduce their financial and immigration risk. First, the project's continued development is not dependent on EB-5 investment. From early 2021 through October 2023, Kindred Resort at Keystone was funded almost entirely with developer equity, preferred equity from Enhanced Capital, and a senior construction loan from TIG Romspen US Master Mortgage LP, which oversees one of Canada's largest private mortgage funds. With a more than 50-year track record, Romspen is an industry veteran known for its solution-oriented and outcome-focused approach. The firm provides a diverse range of commercial mortgage loans in Canada and across the United States. The project has also received a preferred equity investment from Enhanced Capital, a major real estate investment firm. Enhanced is known for its responsible investment efforts, focusing on economic growth and job creation in underserved communities among underrepresented populations with environmental sustainability in mind. Kindred will be capitalized with common equity, preferred equity, condominium pre-sales, C-PACE financing, and the Romspen senior loan of up to $140 million. The EB-5 loan will replace a portion of the senior loan. Compliance with the EB-5 program is vital for EB-5 investors to obtain their green cards. EB-5AN provides the project with best-in-class EB-5 investment oversight and EB-5 program compliance. Kindred Resort at Keystone offers EB-5 investors an I-526E approval refund guarantee. This means that if USCIS denies an EB-5 investor's I-526E immigrant petition, 100% of his or her invested capital will be refunded. Additionally, the Kindred Resort at Keystone EB-5 loan is secured by an equity pledge. and will ultimately have a mortgage on the property. Another unique feature of the Kindred Resort at Keystone EB-5 loan is that it provides each EB-5 investor with his or her own individual loan term. Each EB-5 investor's loan term begins on the date that his or her funds are deployed and ends after 5 years. The developer has the option to extend the loan term for 2 periods of 1 year each. This structure is beneficial to EB-5 investors because it makes each EB-5 investor's repayment timeline clear and independent from that of the other EB-5 investors. Benefits of rural TEA EB-5 projects. The Kindred Resort at Keystone EB-5 project is in a rural TEA, which offers EB-5 investors many benefits. Historically, the primary benefit to investing in a TEA project was that doing so entitled investors to a reduced investment requirement. Under the EB-5 Reform and Integrity Act of 2022, this benefit remains true. The minimum investment for TEA projects is $800,000 as opposed to the standard minimum investment amount of $1,050,000. A new benefit of investing in a rural TEA is that a number of EB-5 visas are reserved each year for investments in rural TEAs. The addition of these reserved EB-5 visas makes rural TEA projects particularly attractive. To be eligible for a reserved visa, investors in rural TEA projects must have I-526E priority dates on or after March 15, 2022. Investors from nations with low demand for EB-5 visas are expected to experience slightly faster visa processing relative to normal. The greatest benefit, however, will be felt by investors affected by visa retrogression. Visa retrogression is the term used for the backlog that occurs when a given country has more EB-5 visa applications than available visas. Reserved visas are given priority even if a country is experiencing a backlog. In the past, investors from countries with a visa backlog would have to wait for a visa, in most cases for many years. Investors who are eligible for reserved visas may face a shorter or no delay in EB-5 visa availability. For example, Chinese and Indian nationals who invest in rural TEA projects will not have to wait for USCIS to process all of the backlogged applications. In many cases, they may be able to immigrate to the United States years earlier than investors who do not qualify for reserved visas. Investing in a rural TEA project offers the greatest opportunity to obtain a reserved visa. EB-5 visas reserved for investors in rural TEA projects represent 20% of total EB-5 visas, double the number set aside for high unemployment TEAs and 10 times greater than the number set aside for infrastructure projects. Additionally, rural projects have historically represented a small minority of all EB-5 projects, which likely means less competition for the limited supply of reserved visas. The earlier investors make qualifying investments in TEA projects and file their I-526E petitions, the better the likelihood they will benefit from reserved visas. Rural TEA projects also offer investors faster I-526E processing, meaning a reduced wait time for green cards. Experts in the EB-5 industry agree that rural EB-5 projects are the best option for EB-5 investors from countries with visa backlogs or that are likely to become backlogged. These countries include China and India. Next, you will hear from Ronald Klasko, Esquire, founder and managing partner of Klasko Immigration Law Partners, and Charles Oppenheim, director of visa consulting at WR Immigration, as they discuss the advantages of rural EB-5 projects on live webinars hosted by EB-5AN.
The benefit is that if you invest in a project such as a rural project, for which there's no waiting list, as soon as the I-526E petition is approved, you can immediately begin the process of getting an immigrant visa at the U.S. consulate, presumably in Guangzhou. Let's take 2 examples. One is I'm an investor from China, and I decide to invest today in a project that is not in one of these set-aside categories. Well, it's reasonable to assume that I will be waiting probably well more than 10 years before I'm able to immigrate to the U.S. However, if I'm sitting in China and I invest in, for example, a rural project, As soon as the EB-5 petition is approved, I can immediately commence what's called the DS-260 process, the immigrant visa process, that will result in my getting an interview and my family coming to the United States as conditional permanent residents. The other thing that the new law does, only for rural projects, not for a high unemployment project, is something called priority processing of EB-5 petitions. Now, we don't know exactly what that's going to mean, but we do know that it means that Congress has said that the Immigration Service must process, must adjudicate, must decide EB-5 petitions for investors in rural areas before they decide petitions for other investors. So if I'm sitting in China, I'm saying there's two important new things for me. Even though I can't do that concurrent adjustment of status, two things are very important. One is if I invest in a rural project, I have no waiting list, and as soon as my EB-5 petition is approved, I can process my immigrant visa and come to the US and probably save more than 10 years. And two, my EB-5 petition should be decided more quickly because Congress has said it must get priority or quicker processing.
Again, assuming all the petitions which are being filed are being processed at the same time, I think it is very likely that a final action date would be imposed in the infrastructure reserved area because they're only getting 2% of the limit. So the amount of numbers that are going to be available under that limit is going to be much lower, and per country limits apply to each of these reserved categories. So of the 400 numbers that, or excuse me, of the 280 numbers that are available initially for the infrastructure category this year, any individual country is only entitled to 7% of that 280 number. That would be the per country limit. So again, I think the takeaway is the rural with the 20% is the most favorable to apply on at this time.
For more information on the Kindred Resort at Keystone Rural EB-5 project, please contact EB-5AN today.